Okay, morning. It's a really rubbishy day outside today. So I'm going to do a job that I haven't put off. I've been waiting. The parts have come this week. You can see what it is. Here we go. Right. Instructions for replacing cones and cables. Um, Anything I've seen on, we all look at YouTube and I've done exactly the same as everybody else, but when doing it, it might be different. So the cones came. They're supposed to be color coordinated, which is a red and white. White is, I believe, I don't know, I'm not going to say, but it means left and right handed. Okay, so it's either black, red, red, white, black and white, whatever. So mine came today, so we're going to have a look at them. Two black. But I think it's pretty self-explanatory if I just let me just hold on one sec. Okay, so you're supposed to have a left and right cone, but you're thinking, well, how the hell? Doesn't tell you. There's no left, there's no right. Is that in focus? Yeah. So I'm just guessing here, but I'm thinking the way the cable goes through the cone, I think this one is, if you're looking at the garage door now, this will be the right hand side if you're looking from inside the garage, and this will be the left. So the simple reason, well, it depends because you can turn around. Because if you look at the cable, so if the cable, if you put this on the door, which way around does it go? I think it goes like that. So if this was on the left hand side of the door, if the cable goes that way around the cone, that's perfect. You see? All right. If it went round the other way, which would be, unless it was designed for it, look at it, look at the cable. Can you see that? You'd have a massive kink in it. So they are left and right, it's just common sense. So just make sure, because if you look at see the split at the bottom there? So the cable will run along with the split. You wouldn't do it the other way. So we'll do this today. Just put a bit of, see what I mean? See how it looks like? And the other way, but I'm not going to do it because it's going to look, it's going to, if I did that like that, just gently. So that's the difference between left and right. See, it would end up with a massive kink. So you wouldn't, so it's common sense, okay? That's the start. So we'll go that way. Next in the kit we have a couple of these, which is your side runners. So the cable fits over that bit there. And then you've got a split pin that holds it in place. I'll do all this a bit later on. We've got a couple of crook hooks which keeps the tensioner on. Two new cotter pins, or whatever you want to call them, to hold the pulleys in place. They go through there. Focus all right, isn't it? Sorry. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Just treat it as fun. Learning curve. So yeah, two of them. Pins, cotter, spring clips, or whatever you want to call them. Cotter pins. So you need a punch. You're going to need another tool. There we go. That's sort of like, you can use it. You're going to need a punch, a tool. It says here, hammer, punch, flat punch, toggle bar. Toggle bar is what you're using to actually put tension back on the spring. You're going to lose a little bit of tension, so you want to retension it, I believe. But I'll show you that if I can do it. If I can figure it out. We always do, don't we? It's a bit of fun. There we go. So I'll have that bit later on. That's the offending item. And what we're going to do, get that cone off whilst removing that pin. So that pin's got to come out. So you need a dot punch or something similar, or a blunt nail, whatever you got. And then we're going to replace that cone. I'll put a bit of light on that. Hold on. Is that better? That's better, isn't it? Right, it's a bit of a mess, isn't it? And then we might have to retension it, which is quite straightforward. See these two holes here? See that one there? Okay, let me show you the device I've got. You're probably thinking it's a bit crude, but it's such a good fit. Look at that. And then what you do, push it up, and then there's another one underneath there, look. And I'll put that in and I'll tension it. And you can see it moving. There you go. Alright, so release it. So what I'll do, I'll put that on first, the cone. I'll show you all this. And then I will, before I put the pin back through, I'll put some tensioner on, connect the wire back down on this. I could change that. Because we've got a full set. All I've used is a small screw. because the pin's not really forced in, and then you can see it coming out. So what I'm going to have to do is put a little bit of pressure on this, bringing it down so I can get to it. Okay, I can't do the camera at the same time, sorry folks, because I've got no room to put a tripod. This is what I've got to put up with. This is all my lad's stuff because he's moving house. So I'm standing here and there's the garage door. So yeah, it's quite straightforward actually. So I'm just going to get that pin out and then I'll put the new cone on. Simple tools and a hammer. You see where it goes. And there we go. That's the old one off. I can't fit the new ones that come. The simple reason is that one, they're too big, and two, the one on this one's got it's really an old garage door. This is really old. So this is still moving. I'll just re-grease it up and use that one. So now we get the cable back on and we'll get the cone back in. Because my garage door is so old, look at it. I can just slot it behind without taking this. Usually take this runner off, but I can just slot it behind. Okay, then we'll bring him up behind. Make sure he fits in there. Then we'll wrap him around a couple of times so you can see. And then we'll... Right. Focus. We've got to go that way over the top because it's reverse. If you look at this, when you tension this, I'm going back up that way to put the tension on, am I? Yes, put the tension on that way. You can also adjust the tension on these. There's some Allen keys. So when it gets a bit sloppy, the door doesn't open properly, you can actually re-tension it yourself. So you're going that way. So you're going clockwise with the tension. Of course, when this is under pressure, then it's anti-clockwise. That's what gives you the pull on the door. So let me get this one back in. There we go. So I'll line the pin up. I'll put a bit of tension on this. See, there we go. And I'll also put a bit of tension on that. I'm really sorry, I can't get the tripod in here. So what I've done, I put one of these big screws in that one first, pushed it back, lined this one up, pushed it in there. It's now under tension. And now I want to put a bit more tension on this. And so I can line it up. So I'm going to have to do a bit of force. Right, get that in focus. Come on. And I'll get that pin back in. Okay, all I've done is pushed it back on. If it's not tight enough, I'm going to I'll redo this. I'll retighten that. But it's on at the moment. I'm just pushing the pin back through. So I'll use my trusty screw to drive it all the way in. Okay, only half and half, okay, because if you push it all the way in, it'll trap on the back of the door. I think that's it. We'll give it a quick try. And I'm going to have to definitely re-tension this, I think. I'll show you that. Okie dokie, done. I'll do another video on how to tension. But at the moment, at least it works. That's the main thing. Okay, thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed the vid, please give it a thumbs up and a like. Helps the channel a great. Helps the channel a great. Helps the channel a lot. Take care. Catch you in the next video. I'm going to have a look at this first before I do it. Alright, take care. Bye. I've struggled with that. I'm not joking. I have struggled. All this. It's my lad's junk. But it's working. Can you see it? It's not the best. I mean, I think this has seen better days. It's got slightly warped. Anyway, here we go. Thanks very much for watching if you did. When I do the other side, I'll do a better job and I'll get more in depth with that. I'll get the tripod, but I can't do anything with all this lot in the way. Look at it, poor lad. He's still waiting to see if he can move. Anyway, okay, take care. See you in the next one.